Okay. So for those who don't know me, my name is Debbie Lee. I'm the program manager for the collaborative program, and it is my pleasure to kick us off today. We have 3 half days full of very interesting talks scheduled. But before we get started, I wanted to just give a brief background to the program for those who may not be familiar with it. The program is comprised of 17 signatory organizations. As you can see, it's a pretty diverse group of federal, state, local agencies, pueblos, academic institutions, water utilities, and NGOs. They work together to achieve the program's mission, which is to provide a collaborative forum to support scientific analysis and implementation of adaptive management to the benefit and recovery of federally listed species within the program area, and to protect existing and future water uses while complying with all applicable rules and laws and regulations. The program works with 5 species of interest: the endangered New Mexico meadow jumping mouse, the threatened southwestern willow flycatcher, the threatened Pecos sunflower, the endangered Rio Grande silvery minnow, and the endangered southwestern willow flycatcher. Sorry, the threatened yellow-billed cuckoo. The program area stretches from the New Mexico-Colorado border down south to the headwaters of Elephant Butte Reservoir, along the Rio Grande and between the levees. At the end of last year's science symposium, I remember standing in front of the room at the Bosque Center and noting the great scientific dialogue that had happened over the past few days. I also implored everybody to continue the conversation and partnership building that happened at the symposium throughout the year. The unofficial theme throughout 2020 has been better science communication. That's both been within the program and in our personal lives. I'm sure we all know more about epidemiological curves and disease vectors than we did at the beginning of the year, thanks to great science communication in the media. We've all had to learn new and different ways to communicate with one another, and this has come with both challenges but also great opportunities. With this year's Science Symposium, we tried to capture both the information exchange from in-person meetings and leverage the potential of a virtual platform. We're going to be recording all the presentations, and we'll be making them available online on the program portal after today. And we're hosting a lunch social hour on the first and second days so that we can still have the face-to-face conversations as if we were in the same room. This summer, I attended a conference that was hosted in North Dakota while sitting in Albuquerque and listened to a researcher based in South Africa present on her research. So physical boundaries are no longer as insurmountable as before with communication and information exchange. And I ask that we apply that also to not just physical boundaries, but scientific boundaries. Last year, I heard recurring from many people how great it was to hear about work happening outside one's own narrow field of focus. And I encourage all of you to think beyond your specialty areas, whether it's scientific or managerial. And remember, we're all working in a dynamic system. Everything's connected, and we continue building bridges amongst silos, amongst disciplines, amongst agencies. And just like the Rio Grande, scientific knowledge is also dynamic and also changing. That's the heart of adaptive management, constantly reevaluating what we know and updating what we do based on that. We're using this year's Science Symposium to kick off the collaborative program's adaptive management efforts. 2020 was a transitional year for us. We transitioned to a new program structure with the formation of a Science and Adaptive Management Committee. We also unveiled our draft Science and Adaptive Management Plan, which is on the agenda for approval at the Executive Committee in 2 weeks. And we have several new tools to present this week that support the AM efforts. And lastly, this year, we have a new science coordinator, Catherine Murphy. She joined us at the end of February, so right before the first stay-at-home orders. She hasn't had the opportunity to meet many of you in person, but has seen a lot of you through Zoom. She will be attending the lunch social, so please make sure to say hi to her. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Catherine, so that you can kick us off.